Do you think that by me making these videos, some of the other FBA booksellers and other types of FBA sellers on YouTube are harming FBA for everybody? Basically are helping it become more saturated, more people starting to sell, and therefore more competition for us in our local markets and on Amazon in general? Or do you think that's a bunch of hooey and the videos have very little effect on FBA in general and creating more competition, or putting too many newbies on there that don't know how to price things and that sort of thing? I've seen this rationale in Facebook groups multiple times over the past year or so. I just saw someone else write a comment in the similar vein, basically saying that someone that creates any sort of regular YouTube videos about selling books on Amazon, or they're talking specifically about books, but it could be, selling anything. It could be doing retail arbitrage or online arbitrage, whatever it may be. Basically saying that you're spilling the beans, you're letting everybody know your secrets and how to make money at this, and also saying, oh, I made this much money, people think they can do it too. But then the newbies just end up saturating the market and making potentially a bad name for us because they don't know what they're doing, or they are going into our thrift stores or book sales and creating too much competition. Basically giving a lot of credit to YouTubers who are talking about this business. Now, I don't agree with it, but I'd be curious to know how you feel about it. For me personally, the reason that I found out that you could sell books on FBA was because of some YouTube videos and people that were doing it full time, because I had no idea you could actually make money on any consistent level, or definitely not on a full-time level, and certainly not six figures selling books on FBA, because I saw so many penny books and I was under the impression that just wasn't possible. So for me, it was an eye-opening experience, and then I started to just look into the details and figure out if it would work for me, and that's how I got started. And now I'm kind of returning the favor, at least that's how I look at it, returning the favor and getting good information out there. Because I look at it as, not only am I sharing my journey, so to me this is more than just, here's information about how to sell books and other media items on FBA, but it's kind of like following my journey. And for me, I can always look back on it, regardless of how many videos I end up making or how long I do this. I can always go look back and say, oh, look at where I started and where I am now and everything I went through and everything I learned. So it's kind of a fun journey to go along with me, at least that's what I think. And that's why I try to make creative, entertaining videos that are not just facts and not just, here's how you create a shipment and here's how you price an item, which I enjoy doing those as well, but I want it to be overall the journey of starting with sending in 26 books back in 2014 and not knowing which books to source, to me sending in shipments every week and really getting a better nose for the books and other types of items that will sell well for me and where I can make profits. It's the journey, it's the evolution, it's the metamorphosis of going from a newbie to becoming more of, not a veteran, but becoming more experienced and more knowledgeable about how to build an FBA business, be it part-time for me personally or working towards full-time. What works for you? How am I doing it versus you would rather do it a different way or slightly similar but different, etc. So I look at it as more of sharing information and knowledge, but also just following along with the journey. It's fun. It's kind of like watching a reality TV show that's more real and seeing where someone is going from point A to point B, etc., and going along with them. Because the comments, I see a lot of you are pretty new as well, and you're learning as I'm learning, and we're all kind of trying to get to the point of doing this full time or making a significant income at it. I understand the logic behind it, that if you put information out there that the whole world can see, chances are that somebody in your local area will see it and then possibly become your competition and that sort of thing. But I just look at it as there's just so many books, so many CDs, so many records, so many video games, so many VHS tapes, etc. There's just so much stuff out there. And not to mention all the other stuff you can do, the toys and random items that you can find at thrift stores and wherever, or going into Walmart, whatever your strategy is. There's just stuff everywhere to resell on Amazon. So I don't see it as a problem And I feel good about putting out information, like real information, what I've learned, mistakes I've made, things that work for me that might work for you, the reality of it, not saying, oh, I'm making X amount of dollars and you could too. Well, you could, but number one, you should like doing this business. You should like looking at books all the time. You should really like looking at CDs, etc. You should like the process. You should like going sourcing. Hopefully I'm getting across these points. I don't feel that my videos are doing that or have a negative effect or anything, but I'm just curious. Some people feel, because I know there are some people that feel that way, but I just feel that the Amazon world, the FBA world is so big, and this country's so big, and even where you live is, well, it depends on where you live, but I know where I live, there's probably hundreds of FBA sellers within, I don't know, 100 miles. I mean, a lot anyway. But I also live in an area that has millions of people. Even if you live in a place that doesn't have too many people, I'm willing to bet you can still find lots of stuff to resell, even if there's some new people that come into your territory. So that's my 2 cents, and I'm gonna keep making the videos and make them as real and helpful, hopefully educational as I can, while also sharing my journey with you guys, because it's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to continue to grow and build this up. So let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, remember, keep booking.